Namaskar children, hope you all are doing fine. Children, take care of your health, use sanitizers, use masks and take care of yourself and your family members also. Now children, in today's class we will be doing the fourth chapter from the book Footprints Without Feet, and the name of the chapter is A Question of Trust, which is written by Victor Canning. Children, let's have a brief introduction about the writer. So, Victor Canning was born in United Kingdom in the year 1911 on 16 June, and he was a famous prolific British writer, and he wrote many novels and many thriller stories. But he was a shy fellow and he avoided giving interviews. In the year 1965, he began a series of detective books called as Rex Carrer. He died in the year 1986 in United Kingdom. So children, today's lesson. So let's look at the title of the lesson. The title of the lesson is A Question of Trust. So what do you mean by trust? Trust means a firm belief, यानी कि अटूट विश्वास. So as the lesson progresses, you will come to know who is trusting whom or whose trust is being broken by whom. So children, what is the aim of this lesson or what is the theme of this lesson? Children, this lesson says that one should not commit a crime. If anybody commits crime, it will pose a problem to him, and criminals are not they are not given importance in the society and they are not respected in a society. So, if anybody commits crime, he has to be punished. See, we will see in this chapter the protagonist or the main character, he does crime for fulfilling his hobby. But a crime committed is a crime committed. No matter for what reason you are committing crime. Maybe to fulfill your hobbies or maybe for money. But if anybody does a criminal activity, he is ought to be punished, and committing a crime is not right. Now children, let's have an overview of the lesson. This lesson is a story of two burglars. Burglars means robbers. So we see the first burglar's name is Horace Danby, and the second burglar is a lady in red. Actually, her name has not been mentioned or opened up in this story. Now, we see that Horace Danby, who is the first burglar, he was a good man and he was around 50 years age old and he was unmarried. By profession, he has a business. That means he was a locksmith. You know who is a locksmith? Locksmith means a person who makes locks, and he was a very intelligent man and he was very good at business. His business was earning profit. So he even appointed 2 assistants. This shows that his business was running in profit. But he was a good man and respectable. But one flaw he had, that was he was not completely honest. Why? Actually, this man, that is Horace Danby, he had one hobby. The hobby was that he loved rare and expensive books. He loved reading books, that too, which were rare books and which are very expensive books. And he was such a crazy nutty about the books that he used to purchase the books at any cost. So, now, how did he get the money to purchase the books? He did not take the money from his business. But what he used to do? He used to rob one safe. You know what's the meaning of safe? Safe का मतलब होता है तिजोरी. So, he used to rob a safe in 1 year, and the amount what he used to get from the safe, he used to sell the items and he used to get some amount. With that money, what he used to do? He used to buy a rare and expensive books which would be sufficient for him throughout the year. So every year what he used to do? he used to rob one safe. So, before robbing, what he used to do? He used to study and make a proper plan of the house which is to be robbed. And he was a very intelligent man. So, this time he wanted to rob a house which was at Shotover Grange, a place in the street he planned. So before 2 weeks, he made a plan and he found out where the main Almira or where the main safe was put. And he also, what did he do? Recently saw some magazine. In that magazine, the plan of that house was given, and so he very nicely and very cleverly studied the plan of every room, of every picture of the house, and also he came to find out where the safe was hidden. Moreover, he also found out how many people were staying in the house, who were the owners, who were the servants of the house, so that it would be easy for him to rob the house. He came to know that the family members of the house, they were in London. So the day he planned the robbery, during that time the family members were in London, and there were two servants who were looking after the house. And during the day of robbery, that afternoon, these both servants, they went out to see the movie. And what did they do? They kept the keys somewhere outside. That means kitchen garden. There somewhere they hid the keys. Now it was afternoon time. Horace enters the house from the kitchen garden, and slowly, what does he do? He takes the keys from the kitchen door hook. He somehow takes the keys, and as a precautionary measure, he wears gloves. You know, children, why do they wear gloves? The thieves and robbers, because they know if if they touch anything, their fingerprints will be printed on the item, and it will be easy for the police to catch the thieves. So he very carefully wore a pair of gloves and slowly opened the door, as neither the owners of the house nor the servants were inside the house. But as was very carefully entered, he came to know that there was a pet dog in the house. And you know very well, these dogs, whenever they see the thieves or strangers, they start barking. But as I told you, Horace was a clever fellow. What did he do? He tamed the dog, and he called the dog by its name. So it is said that if you call the dog by its own name, like by the name which the owners call, the dogs get tamed up, it wags its tails, it doesn't bark. So this secrets is Horace knew, and what did he do? He slowly cut the wires of the burglar alarm. So there are some secret alarms are also there. You know, even we see in banks and all. What did he do? He wore the gloves, and slowly, what did he do? He cut the wires of the alarm, so that when the gate is open, the alarm would not ring. And he entered the house very cleverly, and he gave biscuits to the dog also, and the dog was sitting quietly and eating the biscuits.